Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. We have the weekly news update today with more information that has just popped up after that huge event that Facebook, now called Meta, just had. And other interesting stories as well that would have been buried underneath all of that news. So please give a sub, every little helps, and that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. So some news I did not touch on in the last video is the incoming update of Facebook accounts no longer being a mandatory part of our virtual reality experiences. So we will be able to disassociate our personal lives from our virtual ones. I know this is going to sort some issues out in places such as Germany, as they've got issues where a business cannot enforce another one of their businesses through their other business, if that makes any sense. So during the Connect event, Facebook said that they will offer new ways for us to be able to connect to our worlds. And it seems they want to be able to support everything in this metaverse, so it's accessible globally for everyone. And so this move about disassociating Facebook accounts and having other methods of signing in makes much sense. So they are finding new ways for us to log into our quests without using a Facebook account. Although an account is still likely going to be associated to you, and they're of course going to be gathering the same sort of data against you, but at least you're going to be able to separate your gaming metaverse persona to your real one. There was no exact date on when exactly this was going to occur. They just said it was going to be next year. And they also confirmed that removing the Facebook account wouldn't affect your game library. You're still going to own all of your assets, which sounds like a big job for their development team to sort out and put in a new system that's going to replace the current one. So hurrah for many, but you're still going to have an account that's linked to Meta, which is still Facebook. So bittersweet. Since we're on the topic, there has been a leak since the event for a device that is likely going to be linked to the metaverse. But this device is the first iteration. It's a smartwatch from Meta. And we knew this was coming, but now we have an image that has popped up. The watch just looks like a standard square with radial corners and a notch for a camera for FaceTiming. The image was actually found inside of the application for their Stories app, which is their spectacles that they've collaborated with Ray-Ban, which has a camera in it to record video clips while you're out and about. The code name for this watch appears to be Milan as well, so keep an eye out for that, guys. And it also makes me wonder why Apple haven't put a camera on their watch before for video calls. They're on like their 7th generation or something, aren't they? The previous reports about this watch as well said there should be a second detachable camera, which I guess would be like a stylus that you get in a tablet, just slots in the back or something. And this can be used for bigger group calls or photography, perhaps in interesting ways. I don't know, but apparently this is coming. So next, Meta have bought the studio that made the fitness app that caused a stir that introduced its subscription model on us, Supernatural. Although I've heard really great things from people that are actually using this application. But anyway, Meta is buying within the studio that made this app, which I can only assume is part of their mission in buying the big players in this space to build the great foundation of their Meta universe, because VR and fitness is going to be a huge part of this world. And I can see the metaverse having a pure gym, or the gym if you're here in the UK, that would be run by the Within studio and have classes that are part of this Supernatural application, especially when it comes to AR. I just see AR and fitness being this perfect marriage that is going to elevate the experience. So I think this is a good move. So when you hear Sony is dropping a new VR headset, you kind of get excited, you get really pumped, and then you see what it is. So they're launching a VR headset with the launch of their latest Xperia mobile smartphone, and the leaked images show They show a mobile device that fits into the front like a viewer from 5 years ago that will provide 8K 360-degree video. But on the plus side, it does have a manual IPD slider, which is more than I can say for the Quest 2. I'm really trying to think why they have done this. Is it because VR is growing, it's quite exciting right now, and they want to get in on this mobile wagon, perhaps to sell more smartphones? Or could it just be a simple offering to provide a high-quality VR video experience for people? I just don't like seeing things like this because to me it can be damaging for VR. When people see this and they try it and they think this is what VR has to offer, it makes me so sad. There's so much more to VR. What do you guys think about this device? Is there a place for it, or should we just simply say goodbye, stop? So for those of you that don't have any friends, or you just simply don't like people, Population 1 now has a single player mode available until the 2nd of November, so you can play by yourself, and it works exactly the same way, just now you can be lonely in the virtual world too. But for real, it can actually be so great so you don't potentially get stuck with random screamers, and you can test your own skills rather than relying on other team members that could be absolutely killing it. And in this mode, there is also a proximity chat which will be enabled, so when you're near people within a certain range, you can actually talk to each other and have this crazy kind of smackdown that can be quite funny. I hope that becomes a permanent feature, this single player and proximity chat. I think it's brilliant. So December looks like a fun month for developers, as Oculus will be releasing their SDK for their latest Avatar 2.0 system, which would mean now all developers, can make social applications or games that are going to make use of our in-game avatars, which what comes to my mind when I hear of this is, for some reason, is Doritos Crash Course Challenge. Did anyone play that legendary free game? That was so good. We should get a VR version. That'd be amazing. Facebook have already worked directly with some studios to apply this feature, so you would have seen your avatar in games such as Top Golf, PokerStars, or Synth Riders, but now this rollout is going to make it available to anybody that wants to implement it. And maybe Terminus could use this, because using your own avatar in there when you're having this kind of cooperative horror experience, it just seems like the perfect fit, and especially since people have been laughing at the current avatars, they do look quite funny. I think all co-op experiences should kind of implement this. I think it's pretty cool, especially when you're making avatars that actually look like you. It can be a bit more immersive. An absolutely incredibly fantastic, insane, epic update, it deserves those names, is native support for cloud-saved content. No longer will it be on a per-game basis, this backup system, or you running into scenarios where you have to factory reset your headset and you lose all of your games and all of your saved progress, or you have to delete a game to make room for a new one and you lose your progress that way. So Oculus are working on a system that will automatically back up all of your saves for any application, just like Sony and Xbox currently do. Microsoft, I don't know what's an Xbox. Hopefully this comes out soon, as there have been so many issues recently with cloud saves where games won't actually even boot up because they cannot access the cloud save that exists. And Oculus have told developers to not use this service. How janky does it have to be where you're telling devs not to use it full stop? So amazing news that we're going to be getting cloud saves, which also means that we can move between devices without having a problem as well. Oh, this is a pretty sweet one as well. So in my last video, I said that Vertigo Games have been hired to create 5 great virtual reality experiences that are going to be playable on the Oculus Quest. And the first being After the Fall, which is coming on December 9th, but there are going to be 4 more games to come. And Vertigo have confirmed that the other 4 games are not going to be exclusive to the Quest, which is great news, so you can have it on PlayStation VR or likely PC VR as well. If it's going to be optimized for the Quest, I'm sure it's going to be playable on those devices. I also wonder, did Facebook try and make them exclusive, I wonder? Or were they just happy for it to be for all? Vertigo have said that some of the games are going to be franchises from the studio Deep Silver. And if you know this studio, and even if you don't know this studio, you know the games, I suppose it's time to get excited, because they offer games such as Dead Island, the first-person zombie game, Metro, Saints Row, and Persona 5 in VR. Can you imagine that? And there's even more lesser-known titles as well that are still pretty great, like Killing Floor and Homefront. And to know we're going to get one of these franchises in virtual reality gets me so excited. It's good to see all of these old classic games that we love so much, these brilliant franchises being brought to VR. It's going to bring in new people and get the existing player base excited. So the conference we just had didn't have much in the way of games either, and we did have a separate event, which it feels like ages ago, but apparently it was only in April, which was all about games. It was all about a gaming conference, and that's when we heard about games like Resident Evil coming to the Oculus Quest, and we got some more green screen cheesy acting as well, which is my favourite, and I hope the woman that hosted it has had a healthy baby and is loving her new family. But Jason Rubin has confirmed that we will be having another gaming event once again in 2022, where it's just going to be all about games, 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 not the future of Meta or /Facebook. And hopefully this is going to give us more insight into GTA San Andreas VR as well, and the Vertigo Games franchises that we just said were coming. I was expecting to hear more about the Boneworks spin-off though, and the Splinter Cell game, and the Assassin's Creed title, but we didn't. But hey, at least Facebook stock prices went up after that little dip that they had. So I'm expecting around April we're going to have another game conference, and I cannot wait to see that one. But it also makes me think that we're not going to get any big releases between now and that date. So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, getting caught up with the latest and greatest in the virtual reality space. Please subscribe to the channel. Every little helps, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Happy gaming. Good day.